This presentation is for progressive and open-minded podiatrists who want to make more money while working much less. I know, what I'm about to reveal to you may sound counterintuitive, but you can actually make more money in podiatry while working much less. In fact, in a few minutes, you'll find out how one of your colleagues, Dr. Michelle Alex, who went from the brink of bankruptcy to taking home a high six-figure income while working 90 days a year by creating and implementing her own practice. This is what she calls Dr. Michelle's 10 times practice transformation program. The fact is that Dr. Alex has made it her life work to help podiatrists be podiatrists again, instead of feeling like hourly workers going non-stop all day. So, keep watching this short presentation until the end to discover Dr. Alex's amazing program. Now, before you think this is something you've heard before, I can assure you that you have never seen anything like this before. With Dr. Michelle's 10-time practice transformation program, you won't need to see more patients or spend more money on advertising or marketing. The fact is, in this program, you will discover how to leverage the hidden assets that already exist in your practice. You will discover how to add another profit center to your practice without the stress of insurance. This is a program that can continue until you retire, which by using Dr. Michelle's program will be sooner than you thought possible. In fact, the average increase in revenue was $227,080. What would you do with an extra $227,080? Let's take a look at what some doctors have done. $50,000 cash that paid for one doctor's daughter to attend 1 year away at college, or a $91,000 Porsche Carrera, or a $25,000 cash gift to their parents. Finally, one lucky wife got a $13,000 white gold and diamond Rolex bracelet. Remember, during this presentation, there are countless benefits that you'll see with Dr. Michelle's 10 times practice transformation program. But here's the one that is most often talked about by other doctors like you. By putting Dr. Michelle's 10 times practice transformation program to work for you, you'll be helping your family at home and be able to really be there for them when it counts, instead of being distracted by finances and your practice. You can be there physically and emotionally at your children's or grandchildren's Little League game or soccer game, or be able to just be there to watch them growing up. Did you know that a recent report found that 47% of podiatrists divorced since starting a practice? They stated that their financial-related stress was the major factor. Now, that doesn't have to be you. The first step towards this sort of amazing transformation is a complimentary 30-minute Set Your Practice Free strategy call with Dr. Michelle. During that time, she will determine if you're a good candidate for her intensive program. Only a limited number of podiatrists are selected at one time so that Dr. Michelle can focus her full attention on each client. She can only accept 21 podiatrists to her innermost sanctum of private coaching members right now. As you can imagine, with the amount of attention Dr. Alex and her team provides to each member of this elite crew, it might be some time before she'll have any other openings in the future. Besides, think about what it will cost you and your practice to wait and continuing as is. Yes, the smartest podiatrists know the cost of lost opportunity, and I would hate for you to make this same costly mistake. Like I said, the first step is your complimentary session. It's called Set Your Practice Free Strategy Call. Now that's personally with Dr. Michelle to figure out if you qualify. Your session with Dr. Michelle is incredibly valuable in itself, thanks to the advice she can't help but share when faced with a fellow podiatrist who needs solutions. Your Set Your Practice Free strategy call won't be generalizations or cookie-cutter solutions. Rather, based on what you tell Dr. Michelle about a number of facets about your practice, she will deliver for you what she calls a roadmap to success plan. During your call, she will review your roadmap step by step, identifying exactly where in your practice the low-hanging fruit is, just waiting for you to pick it. Regardless of the size of your practice, if during your call she can't identify where in your practice you can most easily and rapidly enjoy a minimum of $250,000 increased revenue, she will then immediately suggest that the 10 times practice transformation coaching is not best suited for you. Her goal, first and foremost, is to help you identify the enormous opportunity for growth and wealth within your current practice. Regardless of whether she offers and you accept an elite membership in the 10 times PT program, I'm going to show you how to sign up for your complimentary strategy session in just a moment. Right now, though, let's look to your future. Imagine having complete control over your practice and your destiny. Imagine being able to work less time and make far more money. You pick and choose only the most qualified patients and take more time off each month than you work, yet you still make more money than you ever did in the old days. Well, Dr. Michelle can help you do just that. You see, she knows from her own experience. She's enjoyed tremendous success from her own lucrative multi-doctor, multi-specialty practice, even without being on any insurance plans. But it wasn't always that way. In fact, she was a struggling, frustrated doctor, maybe like yourself. She certainly wasn't being approached by major corporations wanting to partner with her. The year was 2007. She was teetering on the edge of bankruptcy, not to mention completely frustrated and tied up in knots over her business. It was just the final straw after years of being burned out, embarrassed by her income, and not gaining ground professionally or financially. Even after years of hard work, even though her CPA begged her to declare bankruptcy, she decided not to and instead totally reinvented herself, her thinking, and her approach to her practice. She came out of the other end of this process with a fabulously successful practice. In just 3 short years, she went from enormous debt and on the verge of financial collapse to being debt-free. During the last 2 years, she is in the position of never having to practice podiatry again, unless she chooses to. Dr. Michelle was left with plenty of time for travel and lectures, as she showed other podiatrists in the same boat how to turn their careers and lives around as well. But you don't have to go to that extreme. Taking 5, 10, or 20 hours a week off, or 1 week every month, or a long weekend every month would still yield huge benefits for the quality of your life, right? And with Dr. Michelle's program, you'll be making much more money. If Dr. Michelle made $250,000 working just 90 days a year back then, how much could you make if you worked double or triple that time today? I think you could agree that Dr. Michelle learned the hard way about how to build and run the ideal practice. She's been at the very bottom and rose to the very top of what's possible for this profession. And you are in luck because she's laid the groundwork for you. You just have to follow in her footsteps with her leading the way. Now, I'd like to tell you more about how this coaching program works and what it can do not just for your practice, but also what it can do for you personally, for your family life, relationships, and simply your happiness. Truth be told, Dr. Michelle 10 Times Practice Transformation Program can provide you with a total financial makeover, and no longer will you be burdened with debt or buried in overhead, and no more worries about the economy's ups and downs. With Dr. Michelle's coaching, you'll finally have tools and skills to be firmly in control of your business. And make no mistake, your practice is a business. You'll not only escape the slavery of debt, but also have plenty of money left over for saving and investing, and you'll be able to retire comfortably sooner rather than later. As a podiatrist, you're supposed to be rich, right? You're a doctor in the upper percentile of income earners. But Dr. Michelle knows from all the podiatrists she's worked with and her own experience that the reality is often different. You can be bringing in a lot of money each year, but still be broke. Dr. Michelle will show you how to fix that. The result is less stress and anxiety related to staff dysfunction, new patient ups and downs, and financial worries and pressures. Many podiatrists accept those things as facts of life in this industry, but they're hardly normal and nothing you have to settle for. You can be rid of anxiety, tension, and underlying unhappiness. You'll also boost your self-esteem, and you'll finally feel like the highly respected and appreciated professional that you are. You see, with Dr. Michelle's program, it's not about boosting your marketing to attract more patients. That would actually make the problem worse. The 10 Times PT program will help you multiply your profits, mine hidden assets and overlooked opportunities in your practice without additional overhead and insurance. You know, it's actually horrible how much the typical podiatrist works only to earn a good income. The delicate procedures you perform on patients takes years to learn, carries enormous responsibility and liability, benefits your patients physically, emotionally, personally, and add years to and increase the quality of their lives. Yet, podiatrist incomes are flat and modest compared to those lawyers, Wall Streeters, and other physicians. You know, simply put, it's not fair. But today, you're going to do something about it. You're going to take control of your practice and your life. With the help of the 10 Times Practice Transformation Program, you can do exactly that. Okay, I'll admit that this has been a lot to take in, but let me assure you that everything I've told you up to this point are facts, not promises. You've no doubt seen coaches and consultants proliferate in our profession in recent years. some of whom aren't even doctors. But how many can you say can back up what they say with proven results? Well, that's what sets Dr. Michelle and her 10 times practice transformation program apart. We've come to decision time. Are you ready to jumpstart your struggling practice or turn your good practice into a thriving moneymaker while working less if you want to? With Dr. Michelle's 10 times practice transformation program, you'll get the practical tools and learn the skills needed to do it through one-on-one coaching. But remember, Dr. Michelle is only taking 21 new students right now. She provides such intensive one-on-one coaching to each doctor that she's coaching that there's just not enough hours in the day to take on more clients. So the first step is to talk with Dr. Michelle to see if the program is a good fit for you. To sign up for your Set Your Practice Free strategy call, now this is personally with Dr. Michelle Alex, just complete the form below right now, and her team will be in touch with you shortly. Now, this is for you if you're feeling stressed by declining profits and you need a roadmap to get back on track. You feel like a slave to your practice and want to break free of the limitations. You're working too hard and you know there must be a better way. You can't stand the negative energy in your office, but you don't know how to fix it. You want to make sure that when you're ready to retire, you can do it on your own terms. And perhaps of greatest importance, you're ready to be coached by a successful podiatrist like Dr. Michelle Alex with an already proven track record. There are only 2 good reasons why podiatrists should not apply for Dr. Alex's elite private coaching. First, if your practice is already operating at 100% efficiency and ecstatic with the profits you're currently generating for yourself. Or if you're the kind of podiatrist that pretty much resists everything new they see, thinking they already have all the answers. You know Dr. Michelle's private coaching is definitely not for you if that's the case. But if you're the kind of doctor who would like to work less while taking home more money, and would like to be coached by a fellow podiatrist with someone who has walked in your shoes, then I urge you to apply for Dr. Michelle's elite private coaching program now. But remember, Dr. Michelle can only accept 21 new podiatrists to her innermost sanctum of private coaching members right now. So I urge you to apply right now to see if you qualify. Now remember, this is not only for podiatrists with struggling practices. If things are going great for you now and your revenues are satisfactory, then Dr. Michelle can help you take that to the next level. If you're ready to finally have the practice you deserve and make this the best year you've ever had, register below right now to qualify for your own Set Your Practice Free strategy call.